Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I am scrapbooking with Christy's Beautiful Life and 30 Days of Sketches, and today is day 26, and this is our sketch from Page Maps. So I stayed pretty true to the sketch. I started out by choosing some papers. Now I've already got some pictures that I have scrapbooked from this particular series of photos, so that kind of dictated which paper I wanted to use, because I wanted to use papers that corresponded with the other two layouts that go with these photos from this particular day. And this is photos from my kids at Chabot Space and Science Center. And so these are just my kids out in front of the facility at the fountains, and I just wanted to capture that because they were good pictures of them. Nothing super special about what we are doing or anything like that, because that's already been talked about on the other two pages. But like I said, cute pictures, so I wanted to go ahead and use those. So I am using some Amy Tangerine Picnic in the Park. As I mentioned, that's dictated from the other layouts so that everything kind of corresponds together. Now when you're doing this kind of a layout where you've got big diagonals across, corner to corner of the 12 by 12 page, it is super useful to have an 18-inch ruler, and so that's what I'm using. I have an 18-inch ruler here. I am just marking which triangles I want to go ahead and cut out, and choosing the colors to coordinate. So I'm just cutting them with my scissors. I'm cutting fairly straight just because those scissors are so long. You can kind of easily cut pretty straight with them. And you do have to do that, unfortunately, when you're going diagonal across, because the paper doesn't fit in most trimmers. Yeah, so like I said, super helpful to have that 18-inch ruler. Now I am just checking to see what direction I want that orange paper, because the stripes could go vertical or horizontal, and those stripes are like little arrow kind of look things, like arrowheads, I guess. Yeah. So I decided to go ahead and put those so that they are going horizontal across the page. And then I know I'm going to put it all onto a black piece of paper. And I do want some black around the outside, so I am going to have to trim these down just a tiny bit. I do trim off a couple of the edges. You can see between the blue and the yellow there, they don't butt up perfectly toward each other, so I do kind of trim those with my trimmer just to get a perfectly straight edge, so that when I put them up against each other, you can't tell. You could overlap them just a tiny bit. Nobody would ever know the difference. But this is my preferred method, so that's what I did. And then I knew I had to trim some stuff down anyway, because I want a little bit of a black border around that the entire layout. So I'm just kind of playing with it, seeing if I have enough of a border, and making sure that the corners match up, and they do, so I want to go ahead and do that. And what I did here is I kind of put everything together on this little black piece of paper, and that is so I can trim the outer edges just a tiny bit more, so that I get a little bit more of a black edge around the entire layout. Since there are no right angles, it would have been harder to take that trim off of those the longer edges of the triangles, because, like I said, there's no right angles to butt it up. So by putting it together, I've created my right angle, and now it's a lot easier for me to go ahead and put it down. There may be a simpler way to do this, but that's how I did it. So it did work, and I'm pretty happy with the outcome. And I think that looks really good. I'm happy with that. I am trimming my photos down just slightly. There's a little bit of extra people in them I didn't need, and then I trimmed just a tiny bit off, and so I am going to back them on black cardstock. And I have this black 6.5 by 4.5 inch cardstock stack that is from Hobby Lobby, and this is something that Christina Sorge turned me on to. I just buy those just like she does, and I have a stack of white and a stack of black, and since they're 6.5 by 4.5, they are perfect for matting. You only have to trim a little tiny edge off to create just a thin mat, and you can actually even double mat with that measurement as well. So it works out perfectly, and I waste a lot less black and white cardstock in full size by using these little mats, and I find I am matting a lot more of my photos in black and white, and I am actually really enjoying it, and I'm actually really liking the black with all of these bright colors. I think it just makes everything pop, and I don't know, it's a nice frame for the photos and for the layouts. So I am pulling out a bunch of ephemera, and these are all pieces from Amy Tangerine's Picnic in the Park, except for that ginormous stack of fussy cut flowers. Those I sat and cut for one of the other layouts, and I have a whole bunch of them left, so I can use them on this particular layout or any other layout that I want, for that matter. But it was just a huge piece of paper that I just sat down one night and fussy cut in front of the TV. It's not normally what I do. I'm not somebody who enjoys fussy cutting a whole lot, but once in a while, I see a piece of paper and it's just like the perfect paper to fussy cut, so that's what I did. And it can give you a whole bunch of embellishments, big bang for your buck, since a piece of paper is like $1, and now I have a whole stack of floral embellishments, so works out. I am enjoying using these little die cuts as well because they are super cute. I like that the circle brings in a different shape. I've got triangles, I've got rectangles. The circle is a little bit more of an organic shape, even though it's not truly organic like a flower is, but the curves kind of soften up the hard edges of all of the straight lines on this layout, so I find circles are really good to bring in when you've got a lot of straight lines going on. You could also maybe bring in hearts or something like that, or like I said, the florals would work as well because those are really an organic shape. But in this case, I really wanted to use the circles that were in that ephemera pack, so that worked out really well. I also like this little banner piece. It was all kind of in a straight line, but I like it staggered, and I did put those on some fun foam, and yes, you did just see me use my ATG gun to adhere those down, and I don't normally do that. I normally use liquid glue because I find that they come off, and guess what? They were in my stack of layouts to be put away, and half my banner was, or my little banner flags were off of the layout because they don't stick very well to the ATG. The foam doesn't. So I did go back and use my liquid glue off camera to go ahead and stick that down. So I did want to mention again, I'm playing along with Christy's Beautiful Life, and she has a layout for for the first 30 days in October, and you can go check out her channel. It's linked down below. I will link the other ladies that are playing along down below as well, so you can check them out. Thank you so much for watching. I do have another video on my channel today, so if you're interested in seeing that, you can check that out as well. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for spending time with me. Don't forget to check out the ladies that are linked below and leave them some love as well. And the close-ups are coming up in just a few moments. And if you don't mind liking and subscribing, I would really appreciate that too if you've enjoyed this video. Bye now. Take care.